Good day everyone, especially to our course instructor, Sir Jason Salvatierra. Good day sir. Before we start, let me give you a short introduction about our topic, which is the prenatal development. Prenatal refers to the period before a baby is born, when the child is still developing inside the mother's womb. This stage is important because many physical and developmental changes happen to both the mother and the baby. Understanding the prenatal development help us learn how life begins and how baby grows even before entering the world. So now, let's proceed to the main discussion of our topic, which is the prenatal development. But first, ano nga ba itong prenatal? Saan nga ba ito galing? Kung bakit nasabing prenatal, anong ibig sabihin ito? So, prenatal means is before birth. And it comes from the Latin words pre, na ang ibig sabihin ay before. And kapag natalis naman, ibig sabihin naman ito of birth or birth. So kapag pinagsama po natin yung dalawang word ng pre and natalis, ang mabubuo po natin is prenatal. And ang ibig sabihin po nito is before birth. So prenatal means before birth. So dahil alam na natin kung ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin ng prenatal, let's proceed to the prenatal development. Prenatal development is the process of growth and development that occurs within the womb, transforming a single cell after the fertilization into an embryo and later a fetus until birth. So, ibig sabihin, ang prenatal development ay ang buong proseso ng paglaki at pagdevelop ng isang baby habang siya ay nasa loob pa lamang ng tiyan ng isang nanay. Nagsisimula po ito sa pinakamaliit na cell na nabubuo kapag nagsama or nag-meet yung sperm and egg. And after that, after na mabuo ito into cell from the sperm and the egg, tuloy-tuloy na itong naghahati at lumalaki hanggang sa maging embryo at fetus na po ito. When we say embryo, it means that in this stage, it is the early stage, that developing a baby. Nade-develop dito yung major organs and body structure ng baby, like the heart, brain, and many more. And when it comes to fetus naman, dito is mas nag-grow yung mga mas nag-grow dito yung mga na-form na major organs sa embryo, which is in this stage, it is the week 9 of a baby, na kung saan mas nag-grow, nag-strengthen yung mga body parts o body structure na nabubuo hanggang sa maging buo na ito, hanggang sa maging baby na. And after that, during the time, cells divide, differentiate, and form the major organs and body systems, a process that is both rapid and vulnerable of outside influences. Sa madaling salita, ito ang paglalakbay sa pagbuo ng baby sa loob ng sinapupuno ng isang nanay. From cell hanggang sa maging embryo at fetus hanggang maging buo na ito na baby na pwede na siyang ipanganak. Habang nasa sinapupunan ang baby,
Germinal period. First 2 weeks after conception. This is the very first stage of human development. It begins right after fertilization and ends when the developing organism implants into the urine wall. Number 1. Creation of the zygote and early cell division. Fertilization happens when a cell or sperm cell joins an egg cell, forming one new cell called a zygote. This zygote immediately begins rapid cell division called cleavage. Cell division timeline. 2 days after fertilization, the zygote divides from 1 cell to 2 cells into 4 cells. 3 days. Those cells keep dividing until they form a compact ball of 16 to 32 cells called a morula. 4 days. The morula grows into a hollow ball of 64 to 128 cells called a blastocyst. The blastocyst has fluid inside and is preparing to attach to the uterus. Number 2. Formation of the blastocyst and trophoblast. At this stage, the ball of cell becomes organized. Blastocyst in inner cell mass. This is the cluster of cell inside the ball. This will become the actual embryo or the future baby. Trophoblast, located in outer layer. This cell surrounded in the inner cell mass. They will form the placenta and other support structures that helps nourish and protect the embryo during the pregnancy. Number 3. Implantation, day 11 to 15. The blastocyst reaches the uterus and begins to attach to the uterine lining, the endometrium. It slowly burrows into the uterine wall where it can receive nutrients and oxygen from the mother. This process is essential in pregnancy, cannot continue without successful implantation. In summary, the germinal period is all about creating the zygote, rapidly dividing into many cells, forming structures needed for development, and lastly, successful implantation into the uterus. After implantation, the development continues in the embryonic period.
So, ang embryonic period are 2 to 8 weeks after consumption. So, ito ang mga key points tungkol dito. Ang mass of self is an embryo. So, sa stage na ito, ang tawag sa mass of self ay embryo. So, dito rin nangyayari ang organogenesis, ang proseso ng organ formation. So, the first one is vulnerability. Ito ang most vulnerable period para magkaroon ng malformation or defecto. So, dahil sa environmental hazard, kaya dapat super ingat. And the second one is that cell differentiation intensifies. So, nagiging mas intense ang pag-iba-iba ng cell. Mayroong 3 layer ng cell na tinatawag na germ layer na nabubuo at dito magde-develop ang lahat ng body parts. So, the first germ layer is endoderm. So, ito ay nasa inner layer. So, ano ang magiging parte nito? So, dito nabubuo ang digestive at respiratory system. So, meron pang iba ay ang sikmura, baga at iba pa. So, the second one is mesoderm. So, dito nabubuo ang circulatory, skeletal, reproductive system. At dito rin nabubuo ang dugo, buto at muscle. So, the third one is ectoderm. So, dito nabubuo ang nervous system, sensory receptor, kabilang dito ang eye, ears, nose, at skin part. So, dito rin nabubuo ang nails, hair, nerves, utak, at balat, at pandama.
Next, let's talk about the after 2 months after the conception until the baby is born. After the first 2 months of pregnancy, the developing baby is no longer called as an embryo. It is now called as a fetus, and this is when it starts looking more like a baby. And this stage is all about growing bigger, stronger, and more complete of the baby. Next, let's talk about what would happen during the fetal period. In this stage, the fetus grown from just a few inches to the size of a full baby, and this is around about 7 pounds, and the parts of the baby become more detailed, just like their face, hands, feet, and skin. And next, let's find out kung ano ba yung nagiging progress or kung ano yung ginagawa ng mga bata sa sinapupunan ng nanay nila every month. And the first 3 months or they call it the first trimester, the size of the baby is like 3 inches long. They can actually move their arms, legs, mouth, and head. And their face starts to look clear. Mas nagkikita na siya sa camera or sa ultrasound na tinatawag natin. And sa 4 months naman, dito sa part na to is parang nakikita na or natutukoy na natin kung ano ba yung gender ng isang bata. It's maybe girl or boy, and their size is about 6 inches long. And yung mga nanay nila, parang nakakaramdam na dito ng mga paninipa sa tiyan or something na parang gumagalaw na sa tiyan nila. And in the 5 months naman, medyo bumibigat na sila dito because mga siguro nasa 12 inches na yung long nila and almost 1 pound na rin. And dito na nag-i-start na tumubo yung mga fingernails nila, yung toenails nila, ganyan. Nag-i-start na silang mag-grow. And for the 6 months, patuloy dito yung pagbigat ng isang bata. Kasi parang for around 14 inches and about 1.5 pounds na yung bigat ng isang bata. And actually, yung mga eyelids, yung eyes nila are fully formed na dito. And medyo nagtumutubo na rin yung hair nila. And dito, sa 7 months naman, dito ko na talaga masasabi na bumibigat na yung baby sa sinapupunan ng nanay nila because the size of the baby is about 16 inches and yung bigat niya is 3 pounds na siya. And this stage where the baby might survive if born early. Parang ganon siya. And lastly, for the 8 to 9 months, get ready because the baby is going to born. Because dito sa part na to is yung mga vital parts niya or parts of the body are fully grown na siya, nabuo na, ibig sabihin pwede na siyang lumabas. And that's all about my report. Thank you so much.
Good day everyone, I am Eduardo S. Carolio and ako naman po ang magre-report tungkol sa 3rd, 4th, at 5th month ng fetal period. 3rd month. Sa 3rd month, dito nagsisimula mag-develop ng mas malinaw ang features ng baby. Mga 3 inches long at around 1 ounce ito. Dito nagiging mas active ang fetus. Gumagalaw na ang mga arms, legs, mouth, at head. Nakikita na ang face, forehead, eyelids, nose at chin. Sa buwan na ito, nakikita na ang genitals, kaya mas madali nang malaman kung babae pa ito o kung lalaki. Meaning, sa 3rd month, mas nagiging baby-like na ang itsura niya at mas active na rin sa loob ng womb. Pagdating naman sa 4th month, mas lumalaki at lumalakas ang movements ng baby. Around 6 inches long at 4 to 7 ounces ito. Dito mas naramdam na ng mother ang movements. Ang tinatawag nating quickening. Ang growth, may growth spurt na nangyayari lalo na sa lower parts ng body. So dito, mas nagiging noticeable at mas lively na ang fetus at napapansin ng mommy ang mga unang sipa. Sa 5th month naman, mas nagiging kompleto ng physical features. Umaabot na ng 12 inches long at almost 1 pound na ito. Nabubuo na ang fingernails at toenails, Kaya mas detailed na ang skin structures niya. Mas active ang fetus, mas madalas at mas malalakas ang movements nito. Sa 5 months, halos fully formed na ang panlabas na features niya at very responsive na ang baby's environment sa loob ng womb. So, that will be all. Thank you.
So, hello to everyone. Sir, I am Vincent Alfonso Gatpo from BSESS 1B. Today, I will be discussing the 6 months, 7 months, and 8 to 9 months of baby's growth. For 6 months, their size about 14 inches long and 1.5 pounds. Their development is that their eyes and eyelids are fully formed. There is fine hair on the head also. And then the activity that can do of those 6 months is that baby can already grasp with its hand. And so for 7 months, their size is about 16 inches long and 3 pounds. Their viability is that they can now possibly survive outside the womb around 24 weeks. Well, this means the organs are developed enough to give a chance of survival. And for the 8 to 9 months, well, the growth. The baby grows bigger and gains a lot of weight, up to around 7 pounds at birth. Well, indeed, their development is their lungs and brain continue to mature. Skin becomes smoother as fat builds up.
Hello everyone, my topic is hazards to prenatal development, teratology. Teratology is the field that investigates the causes of birth defects. A teratogen is any agent that can potentially cause a birth defect or negatively alter cognitive and behavioral outcomes. The first several weeks after conception are the most dangerous time. Ang teratology ay galing sa Greek word na teras na nangangahulugang halimaw at logia na nangangahulugang pag-aaral. Ito rin ay siyentipikong pag-aaral ng mga abnormal na pag-unlad sa physiological at mga sanhi ng mga congenital birth defects at iba pang abnormalidad. Hindi lamang sa pag-aaral ng mga pisikal na kapansanan, sa cloud din nito ang malawak na hanay ng mga abnormalidad na maaaring magmula sa panahon ng pag-unlad. Halimbawa nito ay ang mga depekto sa puso, autism spectrum disorder, pwede ring miscarriage at paghina ng paglaki ng fetus. Ang teratogen naman, ito yung mga sangkap na maaaring magdulot ng depekto sa panganganak. Pwede itong makaapekto sa kakayahan sa pag-iisip at pag-uugali. Next is hazards includes. Number 1 is drugs and chemicals. Halimbawa nito ay mga drugs, certain antibiotics, hormones, Accutane, may mga non-prescription drugs, alcohol, nicotine, smoking, and illicit drugs. Maaaring ito ay mga prescription drugs tulad ng antibiotics. Ay bawal po talaga yan sa mga buntis. At non-prescription naman o mga gamot na walang reseta. Pag sobra kasi ang pag-inom din ng mga ganong gamot, na mga over-the-counter na gamot, ay maaari din maging panganib ito sa pagbubuntis. Dapat kumonsulta muna sa doktor o kaya sa OB/GYN kasi mas sila yung nakakaalam ng mga gamot na pwede sa isang buntis. Next is alcohol. Alcohol ay talagang ipinagbabawal dito sa buntis. Maaaring maging sanhi ng fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. Ito yung nakakaapekto sa isip, ugali at physical na anyo ng mga bata. Next is yung nicotine, paninigarilyo. Alam natin na bawal din malanghap ng mga buntis yung usok noon o kaya ang paninigarilyo nila. Nakakaapekto ito sa daloy ng oxygen at sustansya sa sanggol. Ang magiging result nito ay ang mababang timbang at maagang panganganak. Droga. Siyempre, bawal na bawal talaga ang droga at talagang ipinagbabawal talaga ito sa mga buntis dahil malaki rin ang magiging epekto nito sa sanggol na nasa sinapupunan niya. And next is environmental factors. Example nito ay ang radiation, X-rays, and mga toxic waste. Kasi tulad ng mga ionizing radiation, ito yung mula sa mga X-ray. Bawal talagang X-rayhin ang mga buntis. Kaya minsan, pag nagpapa-X-ray tayo, tinatanong nila kung buntis ka ba. Kasi makaka-apekto nga po yun sa ating baby. At saka, yung radiation therapy at ang hyperthermia o labis na matagal na lagnat. Bawal din po yun sa mga buntis. At saka yung mga toxic waste na pwedeng maamoy din ng mga buntis. Yun lamang po. Thank you.
So, good day everyone. I am Lance Joseph G. Villanueva, and next here is we have maternal factors. So, ano nga ba ang maternal factors? So, these are the conditions or situations na related to the mother that can affect the baby's development before birth, during birth, or even after birth. So, under maternal factors, we have age. So, if you are going to read this statement, sinasabi dito na teen mother under 16 and older mother over 35 have a higher risk of giving birth to a baby with health problem. So, sa younger mother, may face risk due to incomplete physical development, while older mother may have age-related pregnancy complications. So, even age pala is naapektuhan yung baby. So, if you want to have a healthy baby, do it properly. So, choose wisely and plan wisely. If you want to have baby, syempre kailangan at the age of 21 ganon is nagkakaroon na ng planning para magkaroon ka ng healthy baby, kasi even age pala is nakaka-apekto sa baby. Wag naman masyadong maaga and wag naman masyadong late. Sabi nga dito sa age, diba? And next here we have rubella. So, rubella and other infections such as syphilis, genital herpes, AIDS, poor nutrition, high stress, and too early or too late pregnancy. So, ano nga ba ang rubella? Rubella is also known as German measles. Rubella is a viral illness that can cause serious birth defects if a pregnant woman become infected. So, yung other infections can also harm the baby. And rubella outbreak in 1964 to 65 caused 30,000 prenatal newborn death, while 20,000 infants born with defects such as blindness, deafness, and heart problems and mental retardation. So, kailangan natin mag-ingat during pregnancy kailangan natin mag-ingat kapag if we need to have a baby, kasi hindi lang basta-basta pagbubuntis yun. Of course, nasa age din, nasa pag-iingat din for you to have a baby. So next is we have 3 ways. Sabi dito, a mother can infect her baby in 3 ways. So we have during pregnancy, virus passes through placenta, and during delivery through blood or body fluids, and after birth we have through breastfeeding. So through breastfeeding sabi dito. And next is we have folic acid deficiency. So folic acid is very important for pregnant women. So if lacking, the baby may develop neural tube defects, problem in brain or spinal cord. And the most common is spina bifida, where the spine does not close properly. This can lead to nerve damage, paralysis, mental disability, while the risk factors is mother under 18 and mother over 30 sabi dito mother under 18 is normal to 30 and at the age of 30 is nag-increase na yung risk and especially after 40 nag-risk palalo yung risk and at the age of 50 the risk become very high. Mas nagiging mataas yung risk na possible na mangyari sa baby if you are going to have baby or if you are pregnant at the age of 45 ganon basta under 50. So the summary of yun, basta yun. Goodbye and thank you. That's all for me. Bye bye.